There's Brother Dawson. Good evening, everybody. So, yeah, you're reading it right. 2013. Wow, how about that? The Buccos had a pretty good year there, 2013, and all that kind of stuff. And just thought I'd just mess around, whatever. Nice thing about pocket pennant run is you don't really have to install a season or whatever. Well, you kind of do, but they're really small. So I thought tonight, why not do Yankees Red Sox? So this game took place on the 1st of April, 2013. The Red Sox won this game 8-2. So let's see what happens. Everybody's doing well. Going to be some cold weather coming here tomorrow. They're talking about wind gusts up to 55 miles an hour and 22 below zero possible wind chills. And I got to be out in it, man. Not really excited about it, but it is what it is. What it is. So yeah. So I mean, don't know if I'm gonna like do this whole season or anything like that, but it might be fun. Just doing a lot of pirate games, but just wanted to pick one tonight and just do a little bit. As I was playing a non-baseball game earlier, which is really cool. I am thinking about starting another gaming channel, but that's after we get McGreevy going. So I guess David Lando doesn't have the time for Michael McGreevy League right now. So um, I guess Mick had asked about taking on the team, so whoever might want to take it on. Mick has first dibs, but it's the Dublin team. So there we go. All right, let's do this. A little bit of Yankees versus the Red Sox, 2013. So a little bit out of my element here, but that's okay. All right, so it's going to be John Lester versus CC Sabathia. So pretty good. I would say a pretty good matchup here. For the Boston Red Sox, it's going to be Jacoby Ellsbury, Shane Victorino, Dustin Pedroia, Mike Napoli, Will Middlebrooks, Jared Saltalamacchia, always like to say that name, Johnny Gomes, Jackie Bradley, and Jose Iglesias. And for the New York Yankees, Brett Gardner, Eduardo Nunez, Robinson Cano, Kevin Youkilis, Vernon Wells, Ben Francisco, Ichiro Suzuki, Jason Nix, and former Pirate Francisco Cervelli. We're going to say it in Italian. So I didn't see that Legends was going on tonight. So there's Cousin Ken Castro. And he says the whole stretch of weather sucks. Bit of seasonal blues. Absolutely. Hey, Nathaniel, how you doing? Great to see you. Yeah. So it's supposed to warm up a bit next week, though. So just got to soldier through the next couple days, but yeah, man, this is a shit winter to say the least. To say the least. But Monday, the day after the Super Bowl, pitchers and catchers report. So we'll mark the beginning of spring training. We also have the World Baseball Classic this year. I just wanted to say up front though, before we get into this, I was looking at the gameplay stuff for MLB The Show 26, and yeah, I wasn't impressed, man. I'm like, okay, so it's becoming more of a baseball RPG, and I really wish San Diego Studios would do two things. First, make it for next gen consoles, which I know they're not going to, which would be a big graphics upgrade. It's still a nice looking game, and the other thing, release it on PC. You would absolutely, your market would go nuts, and it would open things up to modders. So will they do it? Probably not, but adding a road to Cooperstown and some more college baseball teams, and there was nothing substantive added. So I'm mainly still playing MLB The Show 22 right now when I do mess around with it, and we will do a game possibly on Sunday of MLB The Show. But that's all. Just a little editorial. This might not be party like MLB The Show, but it's all right. It's all good. All right. So Yankees and Red Sox. Yankees and Red Sox. We're gonna turn off the bullpen thing. As much as I like it, I don't really feel like keeping an eye on who's warming up. So we're not going to worry about that at all, at all, at all, at all. We're not. All right, here we go. Jacoby Ellsbury leading things off here for the Boston Red Sox. So welcome to Yankee Stadium. Here we go. CC Sabathia on the mound in 2013, 211 innings pitched, a 4.78 earned run average. He struck out 175, walked 65, hit a record of 14 wins, 13 losses for Mr. Sabathia. Here is the wind in the pitch. And this one hit out to Ichiro Suzuki in right field. And Suzuki will range over to his left and make the grab for out number one. All right, here's Shane Victorino, 294 average with 15 home runs. Victorino, a dangerous bat. Here's the wind and the pitch from Sabathia. And this one is going to be a power check 11. And did I not say he is dangerous? Victorino swings, deep drive out to center field. Brett Gardner going back, and all he can do is watch it clear the wall and right through Aunt Minnie's closed window. So Aunt Minnie forgot to open the window. So there we go. So the Red Sox put one on the board thanks to the Shane Victorino round tripper. All right, brings up Dustin Pedroia. Petey hit 301 in 2013 with 9 home runs. Here is the wind in the pitch from CC Sabathia. And this is going to be a drop K. A drop K by Francisco Cervelli. And Pedroia beats the throw on a drop third strike. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So Cervelli scored that one in E2. And Pedroia, pretty good speed. Here comes Mike Napoli now, 259 average for him, 23 home runs. This has to be the latest year I've ever done on this channel. All right, and here's the pitch. And CC Sabathia in a bit of trouble here now as he hits Mike Napoli. So Mike Napoli hit by the pitch, and that's going to put 2 runners on for the Red Sox, 1 in. And here comes Will Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks hit just 227, but 17 home runs for him. Sabathia peers in, has a sign from Cervelli. Here is the pitch. And this is going to be a batter one. This is going to be a line out and a double play. How about that? So line out, double play to short. Wow, man. And we got to go over here and do this. So line out, double play, and we would do shortstop. Well, this should work, I think. No, Pedroia makes it back to second base, so it will not be a double play. So good heads up there by Pedroia at second. All right, here's Jared Saltalamacchia. What a name is that, huh? It's an Italian name, of course. Here's the pitch to Saltalamacchia. And this one, another drop case for Velli. A little bit too much olive oil there for Mr. Cervelli in the glove. Let's see what happens this time. And he holds on to it. So the Yankees get out of it by just giving up 1 run, the Shane Victorino home run. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Red Sox won, and the Yankees coming to bat. So I see that Nathaniel's here, and I promised when I saw you guys I'd do a Milwaukee games. Fridays don't count because I have to do a shorter broadcast, but definitely great to see you. And Nathaniel, thank you for the nice message in Discord, by the way, too. I really, really do appreciate it. There we go. I can see. So EVMUX added a new thing where it's a little easier to see comments. And there is Tribe Fan. He says, good evening, everyone from cold, snowy, windy northeast Ohio. The wind hasn't hit here yet in Pennsylvania, but I know it's coming. So terribly, terribly cold. And there is the professor joining us too. So well, you just can't beat it. Too much luck here. Brett Gardner leading off here for the New York Yankees, a 273 average, 8 home runs. So I figure if cousin Ken Castro can do 2020 baseball, I suppose I can do 2013 baseball. Yeah. So there we go. Thanks, guys, for coming in and hanging out with me for a little bit of Pocket Pennant Run baseball. All right, here we go. John Lester deals. So we have 2 lefties on the mound tonight, Sabathia and Lester. And this one swung on, and this one a ground ball to Jose Iglesias, and he will go to Mike Napoli for the 6-3 putout. So 1 up, 1 down here for the Yankees. And stepping into play is Eduardo Nunez. 260 average with 3 home runs for him. All right, Lester has a sign from Saltalamacchia. Here's the wind and the pitch. And this is going to be a fly ball center field. Jacoby Ellsbury taps the glove once and twice, and he'll make it a third time just for good luck. And that is 2 up, 2 down here for the Yanks. Brings up Robbie Cano. Cano, a 314 average in 2013, 27 dingers for him. Lefty lefty matchup here, and this time John Lester gets the best of Cano, and that is a strikeout. So the New York Yankees go 1-2-3. We go to the top of the second. The Red Sox lead the Yankees 1-0 here in 2013. I'm used to saying things like 1913, so this is very weird for me. And let's work with it though. All right, here's Johnny Gomes, 247 average, 13 home runs for him. Sabathia has a sign from Triveli. Here is the wind, and here is the pitch. And this is going to be a range play to short, and that one is going to be a base hit. So the Red Sox, with their second hit of the game, the first one, of course, the Shane Victorino home run, giving Red Sox this 1-0 lead. All right, so Johnny Gomes on at first, no real speed, and brings up Jackie Bradley. Jackie Bradley hit just 189 with 3 home runs. And remember, this does use as played lineups and as played schedules. So lefty in the box, Sabathia ready to deal, brings it home. And this one tapped up toward first. And this will be a base hit. Little nubber type of a base hit there. So there we go. So Jackie Bradley able to beat out the little infield single. So 2-1 here for the Red Sox. Nobody out in the top of the second. And brings up Jose Iglesias, a 330 average, including 1 round tripper. All right, Sabathia comes to the set and brings it home. And he will strike out Jose Iglesias. I guess he's no relation to Enrique Iglesias and or Julio Iglesias and all those other Iglesias people. I don't know. Back at the top of the order now for the Red Sox, Ellsbury flew out to right last time. Here is the wind and the pitch. And this one is going to be a ground ball to first, but we're going to have something with the lead runner here. So let's see what happens here. So ground ball, lead 3 question mark, and just 2 runners on and 2 down. So Sabathia looking for a cleaner inning. Again, just held the Red Sox to that one big hit by Shane Victorino. And here he is again. Dinger last time. Here's by Victorino. And this one not going to be a home run, I don't think. Or could it be? This is a batter 10. This is a power check 4. This will not be a home run. But Victorino is going to pick up an RBI as this base hit is going to score the runner from second. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. So, boom, there we go. So another run in. The Red Sox leading this one 2-0, 2 down. Runners at the corners for the Boston Red Sox, brings up Pedroia. So Pedroia struck out but was safe on the Triveli dropped third strike. Here is the pitch. And this one tapped out to short. And this one is going to be trouble. This is an error, and another run is going to come in. So an unearned run, runners are going to advance 2 bases on this one. So another run scores. The Yankees looking really sloppy, 3-0 in favor of the Red Sox. Professor says, just for a while listening to the show after the athletes came in, it was fantastic earlier. Oh, okay, yeah. So the Olympics. If you're talking about the Olympics, so the Winter Olympics have kicked off. Here's Mike Napoli. He was hit by Sabathia last time. Sabathia working out of the stretch. Here is the pitch. And Napoli, big swing and a miss for strike 3. But the Boston Red Sox have done some damage, putting 2 more on the board. We go to the bottom of the second here at Yankee Stadium. It's the Boston Red Sox 3 and the New York Yankees nothing. And it will be Kevin Youkilis, Vernon Wells, and Ben Francisco due up. Youkilis, a 219 average in 2013 with 2 home runs. All right. Lefty John Lester has a sign from Saltalamacchia. So we have 2 Italian catchers here. Pretty cool. All right. And this one is going to be a range play to short. And that is going to be an error on Jose Iglesias. So luckily, nobody on. So just 1 base error. So there we go. Actually, 2 base error. So bad error there. So runner in scoring position here for the New York Yankees. And brings up Vernon Wells, 233 with 11 home runs. Here's the wind and the pitch. And this will be an 8. And this is going to be a walk. So Vernon Wells, good eye up there, will draw the free pass. So 2-1 here for the Yankees. And hockey, of course, but women's skeleton is the even I'm looking forward to until the Dutch female. Everybody loves and they're hot. They're beautiful. Have to admit it. Yes. From one of my adopted countries over there. They are, yeah, the female Dutch speed skaters. And they're not only are they very beautiful, they're also superb team. So, um, as they would say in Holland, bin jij ook voor Nederland? Yeah. You can sing the such a football song and sing, bin jij ook voor Nederland? And da 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 and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. All right. 2-1, nobody out. And if you look at the line score, it's pretty interesting with the Yankees having 2-1. That's all I can really say at this point. Being suspicious. Here's Ben Francisco. All right. Here's the pitch to Francisco. This one hit out to right field. And this one is going to be Shane Victorino toward the foul line, making the grab. So finally, out number one, John Lester looking for two more here. Summer Olympics look for the Dutch women's. So does, yeah, everybody does. Speed skating is fun to watch and a tough sport too. Yep, yeah. Ugly language, but oh my goodness gracious. Yes, Holland. So there we go. Yeah, some very very. I mean, what can I say? All right, here's Ichiro. Here's the pitch to Suzuki and swing and a miss, strike three. So John Lester coming back now, seeing that he's in a little bit of trouble, but two down. And here's Jason Nix. So we're only going through getting through maybe the Yankees lineup here for the first time. We shall see. John Lester brings it. And did I speak too soon? Batter 8, it will not. This is going to be a ground ball, 6-3, and Dustin Pedroia will have it for out number 3. So it goes. The Yankees strand 2. We go to the top of the third. Boston leads New York 3-0. Ugly language, just because after these sports he says you have to roll your tongue. It's a very, it's very guttural language. So again, there's a little bit of a bias on my part because I grew up, with Italian as my parallel language. And actually, even though I didn't grow up with Irish Gaelic, having heard it, Gaelic is actually a little bit prettier. Not like Italian is beautiful, but Dutch is very. And if you speak Flemish, which is kind of a dialect, then you don't have that guttural. But it's a very guttural. It can sprain your tongue, dude. Your friend speaks guttural German. So again, if you hear like certain like German that's spoken in Switzerland is very soft, it's very beautiful. But yeah, but Dutch is just not a pleasant language to listen to. But there are other very good things about Holland. So all right, Will Middlebrooks will start things off here in the top of the third inning for the 2013 Boston Red Sox. And he lined to Eduardo Nunez at short last time up. Here is the wind in the pitch, and this is a batter 2 ground ball. Nunez to Euclid for out number 1. One of the reasons why I'm doing a little bit seriously, so I'm doing some more modern baseballs. I figure, okay, you know what? Let's put my money where my mouth is because I'm telling people, get out of your comfort zone, study some dead ball. Play some dead ball baseball. Play some 20s. Play some 30s. Play some 19th century, whatever. So I thought, okay, every once in a while, I'm going to do some 21st century baseball, but I'm not turning on the stupid rules. So you're not going to see me do any of the stuff after the nonsense comes in. So I happen to know a lot of the players on these teams, obviously, so I'm not completely lost. But I thought, why not? This way I can preach harder for dead ball baseball. Anyhow, enjoy hearing the Lilton Gaelic. Yep. Much like the sing-song voice in Vietnam. So if you go to Holland and if you want to impress a Dutchie, so there's a resort on the North Sea, and it's outside of Gouda, which is how you say it. It's not Gouda, by the way, that cheese. It's Gouda. And my very dear friend, sort of kind of ex, only because we're separated by 4,500 miles, lives in Gouda. And my other ex lives in Gouda now, too. Anyhow, um, so there's it's a little pier, little town, and it's kind of a nice. It's sort of like the Dutch version of Blackpool, and so the name of the place is Scheveningen, and that's how you say it, Scheveningen. And if you say that to a Dutchie, they are going to be super, super impressed that you can say Scheveningen. And then you can say, if you want to say, we are going to Scheveningen, you say, Wij gaan naar Scheveningen. And they will love you. Nate, Deadball's coming back, man. I miss them too. Deadball is definitely coming back. All right, one down for Jared Sotolamachia. All right, last time he struck out. Here is the wind and the pitch. This one hit out into left field. No trouble for Vernon Wells as he goes about 4 steps to his right, and he will make the grab for out number 2. Okay, here's Johnny Gomes, singled last time. So Sabathia peers in, has a sign from Francisco Cervelli, and this one is a little range play, little number out there to short. Eduardo Nunez gets around the ball, grabs it, fires to Euclid for out number 3. So the Red Sox, for the first time, held scoreless. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Red Sox 3 and the Yankees nada, nothing. All right, number 9 hitter due up, Francisco Cervelli, and then we'll swing around the top of the order. Cervelli, by the way, doing a lot of work now. I don't know if he's the chairperson or what exactly. It's a pretty high up job. As baseball is really gaining a lot of traction, not only in the United Kingdom but also in the continent. And he is a big wheel now in the Italian Baseball Federation, which is pretty cool. So Italy has a professional baseball league, as does Holland. So it's making inroads into Europe. Ireland is still trying to hire umpires. So if anybody wants to go to Ireland and umpire, you could get yourself a job for the summer. I think there's like one baseball field in Ireland right now. So, but they're trying. They're trying. All right, Trevelli just had 52 at bats in 2013 with a 269 average, but did manage 3 home runs. Of course, one of the things that we loved him in Pittsburgh, but very sort of plagued by injuries, if you will. So both your parents fully speak Spanish, but they never taught you. Oh, no. ¿No aprendes español? Wow. Ken says, Ken, if you had a chance, all expense paid, first class ticket to Ireland to umpire baseball, you know you would do it. So come on. Wouldn't that be fun? In the Emerald Isle in the summer, it never gets usually that hot. It's pretty nice. But come on, you go over there, teach those Micks some baseball. When I was over there, I was thinking about it, but really it paid like shite. So didn't do it. Clinton says that he speaks fluent redneck and down Easter. So Nate, you should learn Spanish. It's an easy language to learn. It really is. I learned it at Penn State. But we were taught Spanish as it's spoken in Spain. So you learn the vosotros form, and but I decided against using the lisp. Yeah, I think you would love. Oh, you would. I could see you umpiring. There you say, "What are you after swinging the ball now? What are you? You bench a fucking orangeman." So yeah, he's from Portugal. So now you have blood named Duffy. You can work there. Plus all the Irish I can eat. Yeah, he's from Portugal. Yes, because without the lisp though. But the Portuguese and the Spanish are Celts. Celtic peoples settled in both Portugal and Spain. So Ken would be fine over there. He's just a darker Mick, right? Or what in Ireland are called Black Irish. I'm one of those too. Dark hair, no freckles, all that. So Black Irish, you're called. All right, here's the pitch to Cervelli. And this one is going to be a control 10, and Francisco Cervelli will get the walk. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Runner on, and brings up Brett Gardner. So we're back at the top of the order, grounded to short last time. Here's the pitch from John Lester, and this one is grounded to Pedroia, but this one is only going to get. This could be a fielder's choice play. So let's do this one 4-3 with the asterisk, baby. We love that. So runner in scoring position now for the New York Yankees. And again, interesting line score, I would say. Eduardo Nunez up now. Flew out to Jacoby Ellsbury in center field last time up. Here is the pitch. Range play to first. And this is a ground ball that this is going to advance the runner as well. So we're going to call this 3-1 as Napoli feeds Leicester, covering and going over and hugging third base there is Francisco Cervelli. So 2 down now for Robbie Cano, who struck out against John Lester. Lester working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And there goes Robbie Cano. So the Yankees can't seem to get him past third. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Boston Red Sox leading the New York Yankees here. The replay of this game on April 1st, 2013, opening day. And it's the Red Sox 3 and the Yankees nada. So Nathaniel says his mom had jobs at the University of Barcelona and Madrid. Muy bien, muy bien. So professor says he can expat to Portugal with the income Regina, and you receive it. It's a lot of countries, man. I mean, I got my folks here, so I'm not going anywhere right away, but and I hope not for a long time. God grant them many more years, but I don't see myself staying in America. Can still play baseball in these other countries, man. So yeah. So we'll see. Looking at Belize, looking at Uruguay, looking at a couple places actually. No, yeah, no. Ken Castro. I'm not saying you're Castilian. He's saying I speak. So the Spanish I learned was Castilian. No, I know. No, you're Portuguese. There is no love there. Yeah, Portugal is not in the Basque region. No, Basques, what they speak is not. It's their own language. Pretty interesting little thing there. While we are Iberian, well, you know the rest. Absolutely, and let's not get that started between the Spanish and the Portuguese, huh? Oh my goodness. I mean, as Italian, but you are. The Celts did settle in the Iberian Peninsula, so there is one thing you do have in common with the Spanish people. However, the Basques, they aren't descendant of Celts. They're interesting, but we'll have to get into human geography another night here as Jackie Bradley steps in. So Jackie Bradley singled his last time up. Sabathia has the sign from Cervelli. Here's the wind and the pitch. And this time Jackie Bradley is going to draw a walk. So look at Jackie Bradley finding ways to get on base here for the Boston Red Sox. And Jose Iglesias whiffed against Sabathia last time. So Sabathia has fanned 4 in this game, has walked 1. Here is the pitch from Sabathia. And Sabathia giving up the walks. So back-to-back walks by Sabathia. So what do Yankees fans think? What do Indians fans think? What does anybody think? Here's Jacoby Ellsbury now. He's flown to right and was aboard in the fielder's choice. Here's the pitch to Ellsbury. This one could be trouble. Batter 12, power check 5, and this is a base hit, and that's going to bring in another Boston run as the runners will move up 2 bases. So Ellsbury picks up the RBI, and the Red Sox mount more onto this. We could be becoming a Hawaii 5-0, but right now it's 4-0. Yep, true about the Celts, absolutely. Barcelona, the Basque are their own group. Yep, they're one of the few that can trace their DNA back to the Neanderthal. So, in other words, meaning American football. Absolutely. Sorry, had to say it. It's just a little warm up for Sunday. All right, so runners at the corners. Here's Shane Victorino. He's 2 for 2 today with a home run and a single. Here's the pitch to Victorino. Victorino getting good contact on this bad boy. Power check 7. Victorino has himself, oh my goodness gracious. So is this a power check? Yes, indeed. So this is going to be an RBI double for him. So the Red Sox just jumping out of the box, and it is now Hawaii 5-0, as Ernie Harwell would say. All right, Sabathia's fatigued. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, let's let's see if the Yanks. Yeah, well, so the Yankees hit this bullpen pretty hard. So what I do just as a house rule, obviously, is I'm going to bring in the guy right now that has the most innings. So we're going to go and we're going to bring in David Phelps for the Yankees. Boom. And I'm not using the warm up rule tonight. And we're just going to leave his fatigue where it is. And there we go. David Phelps worked 88 innings, 4.91 earned run average, 79 strikeouts, 35 walks, a record of 6 wins, 5 losses, and no saves for the 2013 New York Yankees, managed by Joe Girardi. All right. Two in scoring position, nobody out, and serious speed on the bases here, by the way, for the Scarlet Hose, as Petey is in there safe. He's been safe twice in this game, but not through any doing of his own. But rather, you see those two Yankee errors? Those are the two errors that allowed Petey to be on board. Here we go. Pedroia is not going to go anywhere. Although, here we go again. Another dropped third strike by my Paisan. Let's see what happens this time. And Pedroia once again. And that's going to bring in another run. It's 6-0. Holy moly. I think I almost want to just say, call this game and just talk to you guys for a few minutes. So, Ken Castro says, got a long gym day and then the Beatles anti-football stream. Says no, none for him. Or pro baseball stream, however you look at it. Oh, I'm nothing pro about me, man. Nothing pro about me. Work today, I was talking to a customer. So Ken and Professor, you guys would love this guy. We were talking baseball for 10 minutes. But here is the thing. We weren't talking modern baseball. We talked a little bit. He's a Phillies fan, I'm a Pirates fan. Guys, we were talking 19th century baseball and dead ball baseball. And he's the one that started talking. It was amazing. So he belongs to he works for Rolls Royce, but he's not like he doesn't he's a technician for them. But he belongs to he's like one of these they do like 1860s baseball or whatever. And I guess they have a big 19th century baseball here in this area of the Commonwealth, a festival that I didn't know of until today. But yeah, so it was so cool, man. We were talking about Cap Anson and King Kelly, Sliding Billy Hamilton in a FedEx. It was super, super, super cool. So he asked the name of this channel. I gave it to him. Hopefully he'll stop by sometime. All right. Anyhow, runners at the corners, and the Red Sox are just doing it all over the Yankees. And Francisco Cervelli now 2 of the 3 errors committed this game. So go to watch that. Olive oil, Paisano. Huh? All right. Speaking of Paisanos, here's Mike Napoli now. Michele Napoli was hit by a pitch and struck out. Here is the pitch. And this will be fly out to Suzuki. And they're not going to send the runner. So fly ball to right. As the professor says, the good guys are winning. So 1 down here in the Boston fourth brings up Will Middlebrooks. He's lined to short and grounded to short. Here's the pitch to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks will look at 1 by David Phelps on the corner for strike 3. So 2 down. And here's Saltalamacchia, flew out to left his last time up, also struck out. Here is the pitch. Range play to Youkilis at first. And Youkilis no, it's going to be a base hit, and this is going to score another runner. So things not going the way of they should be for the Yankees. If you're a Yankees fan, it's 7-0 Boston, and if you look at the line score, we got to keep the game going for one reason. Now at this point, so here we go. So got the WM golf tournament, then luge. 5,000 meter speed skating. So Clinton, he's all set up for, I guess this is Sunday. I kind of like the fact that the Winter Olympics are going on during the Super Bowl. I think that's amazing. All right, here's Johnny Gomes. Johnny Gomes 1 for 2 with a single, grounded to short his last time up. Red Sox 7-0 lead here, and Gomes swats at this one and fly ball down into the glove of Vernon Wells, and that will end the inning. mercifully for the New York Yankees. But the Boston Red Sox put 4 on the board, 7-0, as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And we will have Kevin Youkilis to lead things off. Vernon Wells waiting on deck. Youkilis aborted an error last time. John Lester kicks and fires. This one out to center field, and no problem as Jacoby Ellsbury backs up about 3 paces and makes the catch. So 1 up, 1 down here for the Yanks in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up Vernon Wells, walked against John Lester. So John Lester right now has fanned 3 and distributed 2 free passes. And this one, swing and a miss. Vernon Wells will go down on strikes. So John Lester pitching a tough ball game here right now. Brings up Ben Francisco, flew out to right last time. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be a range play to left field and possible error. It's a base hit. So that ends the no-hitter. So now we can end the game anytime we want. We'll keep it going for a little bit. All right. So Francisco, not terribly fast on at first, brings up Ichiro, struck out his last time up. And here is the pitch to Ichiro Suzuki, left, right, 4. And this is going to be a grounder to Iglesias to retire the side. All right, a little 2013 baseball. So the Yankees managed to break up the no-hitter, but that's pretty much it. We go to the top of the 5th. The Red Sox lead the Yankees 7-0. And leading off here will be Jackie Bradley, Jose Iglesias on deck. Jackie Bradley been on base twice today with a single and a walk. Here's the pitch. Jackie Bradley is going to be on base again. So Jackie Bradley given the free pass by David Phelps. So runner on here for the Boston Red Sox. Here we go again. Here's Jose Iglesias. Nothing for 1 with a walk. Here is the David Phelps coming to the belt and lets it go. And this one is going to be a left-right 1, and this is going to be a ground ball, a double play is what it's going to be, a 5-4-3 double play, actually. We're going to call it that. Boom, there we go. It's 2 away and brings up Jacoby Ellsbury. So some of you will see that that's a ground ball double play, but the runner advanced. The runner wouldn't have advanced on that, so we're just going to play it out. I just call those regular double plays. Again, little house rule there. A little easier to deal with. All right, especially after 8 hours of work at FredEx. All right, brings up Jacoby Ellsbury, as I said. So flew to right, fielder's choice, and a base hit his last time up. Here's the pitch. This one tapped back to David Phelps, and Phelps trying to get to the ball, and it just gets under the webbing, and they're going to score this one a base hit. So Boston now with his 8th base hit, 2 down. Now we start to see, what would John Farrell like a stolen base? He says yes. So let's go ahead and have him steal. Why not? Against Ravelli, should be safe, and he is. So Ellsbury now in scoring position. Shane Victorino in the box. Victorino, this is a batter 3 fly ball. Brett Gardner has it out there in center, and that will retire the side. All right, so the Boston Red Sox have been held scoreless in only 2 innings in this game, the 3 and the 5th. 3rd and the 5th, I should say. Bottom of the 5th we go. 7-1, and right now John Lester working on a 1-hitter as Jason Nix, who grounded to short, will lead things off. Chavelli on deck. John Lester into the wind, and this one is swung on and base hit past short into center field. So runner on. And I also, in middle innings, I don't try to steal with guys that are blue, only green. So we're not going to even. We'll see what Joe Girardi wants, but he's calling for a stolen base. But Satolamachia back there is going to gun him down most of the time. So we've got to try to play fair. So, Signore Francisco Cervelli, he needs to, right, because of the 2 drop Ks, he needs to do something here to redeem himself. Let's see what he does. Range play to first. Nope. This is going to be a ground ball. This is going to be a 3-1, but the runner is going to advance on the play. All right, so runner moves up into scoring position. Yankees have had runners as far as third and not able to get them home. So the Yankees picking up a hit in this inning. And here's Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner's grounded out twice, looking to get it out of the infield here. John Lester deals, and he does it in a pretty big way. So this one is going to be a hit, a gapper into right field. So a 2B9. And we want Brett Gardner to stretch for third against Shane Victorino. Boy, I'm telling you. All right, let's leave it to the chat. Oh my God, it looks like rain. That's what Clinton is saying. We got to at least make the game official, Professor. All right, I'm going to leave this up to the chat. Do we want Brett Gardner, who is he's an A runner, to stretch to go for third against Shane Victorino in right field, who's an A outfielder? I want to say no. You don't want to run yourself out of the inning. Eduardo Nunez on deck. But I don't know. Let's put it to the chat. So Ken is going to say yes, stretch it. So we got one vote for yes. All right. What do we think here? Give it a couple seconds here, as we do have that 6-second delay. So we got one vote to stretch it. So we're going to see if Victorino's arm can gun down the fleet Brett Gardner. All right. I see no other votes. Yes, it shall be. And he is safe. So cousin Ken Castro, there we go. And a run scores on the play. And the Yankees finally get off the schneid. And it is 7-1. A lot of work to go here, though. So Victorino on third. So Brett Gardner doing what he needs to do as well. And here comes Eduardo Nunez. So he's nothing for two. All right, Lester out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Tapper back to the mound. This should be out number 2. And indeed it is. We got a ground ball lead runner situation here. So what happens? The runner on third will hold. All right. So 2 down, and brings up Robbie Cano. He's whiffed twice. He's not going to whiff a third time, though. He's going to draw the walk instead. All right, runners at the corners, 2 away from the New York Yankees, 1 in here in the bottom of the 5th, brings up Kevin Youkilis. Flew out to center his last time up. Here's the pitch to Youkilis. And this is going to be a wild pitch by John Lester. Wild pitch. Oh, my goodness gracious. The game getting pretty exciting. A run comes in for the Yanks, and now it's 7-2. Runner moves up. All right, here's the pitch once again to Youkilis. This one could be trouble. This is a batter 11 power check 2, and no, it's just going to be a fly ball to right. Shane Victorino grabs it for the final out of the inning, but the New York Yankees pick up 2 runs. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Red Sox lead the Yankees 7-2, and Petey will lead things off here. So Pedroia on base all 3 times today, but not by virtue of a hit. In fact, you will see here the drop K twice, and then so a happy man is and also there was a catcher, a throwing error, I believe it was, on Chiavelli. So Chiavelli and Pedroia, kind of a bad sort of mix going on right there. All right, here's the pitch anyhow to Petey. And this is going to be a controlled 10, and Pedroia will draw the leadoff walk. All right, so runner up. Let's see here. Does John Farrell want to be a dick and go for a stolen base? Nope, he doesn't. Okay. Good sportsmanship there. Here's Mike Napoli. He has been drilled by a pitch, struck out, and flew to right. And here's the pitch. Batter 9. And this is going to be a base hit. And this fleet runner is going to go to third. How about that? Runners at the corners, and if this was 19th century baseball, Ken would be putting on the suicide squeeze right about now. Someone recalls my broadcast. What do I always say when we're at the bottom of the 5th? The game's official. I do believe you call the game official at that point. but I thought a game had to be 5.5 innings. So it would actually be top of the sixth. Is that if that's what I do recall you saying the game's official? All right. And again, my brain's rather crusty, so who knows, Professor? You know that, right? All right, here's Will Middlebrooks. He has yet to collect a hit today. And this one could be trouble. This one hit out to short to Nunez. Possible error on the play. It is an error on the play, and a run will come in, and Boston tacks one on. So the Boston Red Sox here, just merciless. 8-2, 4.5 innings. You had to have to read. It looks like rain at Yankee Stadium. The clouds are moving in. The clouds, and the nice thing about this game is you can actually call the game and call it a rain out or what have you. So we could do that. We could do that. We'll see. We're going to let the Yankees bat in the bottom of the sixth and see if they do anything. All right. So David Phelps, there are two aboard. And let's get a batter up there. So what's this? What's the line from this movie? I need a batter up here, Fisher. So what movie was that? All right, here's Jared Saltalamacchia. Singled his last time up. He is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Saltalamacchia. Range play at third. Base hit. Base hit. And these Yankees just cannot handle these. Let's see. What does Joe Girardi want to do? The natural. You got it, Professor. He is calling for a relief pitcher, and so would I with nobody out. Good grief. All right, let's have a look at the bullpen. And now we're getting into later innings. I want to start looking at, but not a strong, not anything really strong coming out of this bullpen here for the Yankees. We're going to save Boone Logan here as his fatigue is only 1. I guess we go to Cody Epley is what we'll do next. Just do the little countdown. All right. And we just have to leave his fatigue where it is. So Epley just 3 innings worked. Yeah, no record. So here we go. The fresh-faced youngster is going to have to just deal with the blood and the mud and the muck. Nobody out, and the Red Sox have the bases sold out for Johnny Gomes. Here's the pitch to Gomes, and this one, yeah, this guy is not going to be surviving very long. This is a what do we got here? This is a left-right 5. And this is going to be a ground ball lead runner situation. So let's see what we get here. So a ground ball 3 question mark, and the run does not score. Okay. So 1 down. What does Girardi say? He's going to go to his pen again. Joe, you don't have much of a bullpen here, man. You really don't. And I can't cheat on the fatigue. I really don't want to do that. So maybe what we're going to do here instead is let's bring in, because I wanted to try to just stay with pitchers that were in a game, but since the Yankees won this game, let's do, trying to look for somebody with some pretty decent fatigue here to get them through these innings and good ratings if possible. Just not a lot to work with here, man. I can't help it. I'm sorry. No offense there, Yankees fans. Looks like we're going to bring in David Huff. David Huff seems to be, right, fatigue, rating of 2, because I don't want to bring in any starting pitchers. So it looks like it's going to be David Huff. All right, let's go to bullpen, and let's find David Huff down here, and let's send him to the mound. We're not changing fatigue. All right, so I think Huff is going to get his butt kicked too, as you can see here, although he has a little bit more, he's a few more strikeouts here at least. All right. And let's get a batter up here, Fisher. So Jackie Bradley is 1 for 1, and he has walked twice. Here's the pitch to Bradley. Will this be the first time that he's not on base? Well, we'll see, but it looks like this is going to be a base hit. These usually are. Yep, it is indeed a base hit. Jackie Bradley with an RBI, and it's 9-0. And yeah, Augie says that. Exactly. Augie says that. All right, batter up brings up Jose Iglesias, and the rain clouds are moving in quickly here at Yankee Stadium. Batter seven, base hit, and yeah, I think we're oh my God, it's like so. Just like it's 10-2 Boston. Just like it says in the Ken Burns baseball documentary, and not a Presbyterian rain, but a real Baptist downpour. And here it comes. The umpires have decided to call the game. So the game is over due to a rain stoppage and call game. And the New York Yankees do not win, by the way. It's the Red Sox that win this one 10-2. Got to tell Paul Fay to fix that, or to tell Craig Harris to fix that. So the Yankees do not win. Clearly, the Red Sox uh, take this one 10-2, 10 runs, 12 hits, one error for the New York Yankees, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 4 errors. John Lester getting the win in this one. CC Sabathia with the loss. Let's enter our results. Boom. Let's enter our results one more time. And and close. And yeah, we have to verify that again. And boom. And close. And save the results. Yep. And there is your scorecard. And wow. So Boston wanting to do, even though the game was in April, they wanted to celebrate a little bit of St. Patrick's Day there. Look at all that green. And down here, not so good for the Yankees. So, wow. Holy frijoles, baby. All right, that's it. Let's go ahead and get out of this game. That was pretty ugly stuff, right? So 10-2 is your score. And the next time that we play this, if I decide to do 20, which I will at some point, we'll do Pirates Cubs opening day of the same day. I'm going to autoplay a couple games I'm not really interested in. So Astros at Rangers, all Texas. We're going to run a box score sim on this one, and it's going to be a full game sim because I do want to track stats. And the Rangers blank the Houston Astros 6-0. Let's make sure this wasn't a no hitter. Let's check the box score. And it was not. I hate to miss this. This was a 4-hitter. And I don't know who got what here, but there we go. All right, close. This is kind of weird. Okay, White Sox, Royals, Twins and Tigers. We already did that. Yeah, and yep. We're going to leave the Braves and Phillies. Um, and I think the Reds and Angels, I think that would be a fun one to play. Giants and Dodgers will save. Milwaukee and Colorado, we're going to save for Nate. Mets and Padres, nah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to autoplay these games. I know Ken's saying, no autoplay. What's that? So let's run this box score sim, full game sim. Let's let these play out. No Crash Davis. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. It's a natural disaster. I love that. That gets you got right. He gets the rain out. So, by the way, our own Crash Davis, Steven, the developer of Strategy Baseball, has gotten himself a headset, Mike. So we're going to do a kind of test thing and talk about what he wants to talk about. So we will be having the developer here soon of Strategy Baseball. Maybe he'll talk about his plans. So remember, you guys, this does track stats. So even as your board game companion, it will track stats for you and show standings and league leaders and all that kind of crazy stuff right now. So, but a little early in the season to be doing stuff like that. I'm almost tempted with this 2013 to actually just play out a month at a time and go that way after we get past April. So that's it. And we will go ahead and close, and we are back to the main screen. So I want to get a sense from the community, kind of like what games you might want to see more of on Sunday, and what more than others. Out of the Park and Action PC are non-negotiable; they will be played. Newfangled autoplay, I know, but I'm not that besotted with 2013 to do the entire damn schedule, or every team. I'm this is a big step for me to do 2013. It really, really is. So, But I thought it'd be fun to maybe pick a World Series in this one and just do a World Series, pick a year. We are going to do baseball for Windows because every once in a while I'm just going to have to break, have to have dinner and stuff like that. So we're going to do at least one game of old time baseball. We're going to do a bunch of out of the park baseball, a bunch of action PC. We're going to do some Diamond Line baseball, some Strat Max, um, just whatever, just whatever. Just a day to celebrate because the day after begins baseball spring training. I guess starting a little bit earlier this year because it's usually like about 5 days after, 6 days after the Super Bowl. But I guess with the World Baseball Classic, we're getting an earlier spring training. So let's enjoy baseball this year, 2026, because the collective bargaining agreement is up at the end of the season, and there's either going to be a strike or a lockout for 2027. So let's savor it, and let's hope we have a great postseason like we did last year. That is about it. Fort Pitt. So I guess as long as it's baseball. The other thing I wanted to do was maybe bring up some photos, maybe since we haven't done for a while, and doing some kind of biographical highlights of players. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we get a chin wag going. We'll see. It's not going to be structured as I wanted it to be. Originally, it was going to be kind of a chronological games in order. So we would have, started out with Micro League Baseball, then into Full Count Baseball, to Earl Weaver, and so on and so on and so on, leading up to both MLB The Show and Out of the Park and Action PC. But we're just going to keep it loose, baby. So thank you guys for coming in on a Friday night to the Professor Clinton Parks, to the Heart Soul channel, cousin Ken Castro, to John DFW. How you doing, John? It's great to see you. We had no Aaron Reed tonight. Isn't that weird? Nathaniel Advocate 8 Nate. Thank you, buddy. One of our two Brewers fans in here, anyhow. We have three because I know Kurt Berglund. He doesn't come in here, but Kurt Berglund is a Brewers fan as well. Tribe Fan 879. Clee Baseball Fan 879. Doing his Roberto Clemente road to 3,000 hits. So definitely check that out. Brother Jack Dawson was the first one in the ballpark tonight. And that's it. Let's go ahead and pop this chat back where it belongs. I don't know what time I'll be coming on Sunday, but I will see you guys. Hey, there's Michael Fisher. We'll hang out for a few minutes for Michael. He says, how's it hanging, guys? Well, after a long day at work, I can just say, gravity is pretty much doing its thing, Michael. How are you doing today, man? Hope all's well with you. Just waiting for the big nasty cold blast to hit us here in PA. They have it out in Ohio right now, so blah. Winter. It's overrated. It's people that like winter. I don't trust people that like winter. I really, really don't. So if we have any winter lovers in here, I don't trust you. So we just had a rain out. It was a downpour. As the Red Sox were murdering the Yanks, and the Yanks were happy that there was a rain out. So anyhow, 2013, unbelievable. What else? I think I have 1955 installed in this thing right now. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit more wheelhouse there. So back to, we already had Cubs defeated Cincinnati, edged them 5-4 in 1955. This one I will be apt to play more games. 1955. It's a great season, but with the focus on the Brooklyn Dodgers, but also the St. Louis Cardinals, Yankees, and Red Sox as well. So, and Cleveland, pretty good that year too, as you would imagine. So, is there a such thing as too much baseball to play? I highly doubt it. You can't play enough baseball. You like fall, but anything past that is no fun. Early fall is nice. My favorite season spring. I love spring once things start greening out. Because around St. Patrick's Day you can still have blizzards. But I do, even that with being said, when St. Patrick's Day, I consider that the unofficial start to spring, if you will. So, Anyhow, that's it. Really looking forward to Sunday. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be on as early as I'd hoped. I might be, but there will be baseball on Sunday. There will be baseball on Sunday. And I hope that many of you can come and join. I know that, the Winter Olympics are going on as well. So it's going to be a big real time sports day. But baseball will be here and waiting for you. All right, guys, thank you very much. And until the next time, and that will be Sunday, I don't anticipate any baseball tomorrow night, but you never know. See you around the batting cage, and thanks for hanging out with Pocket Pennant running me.